Good evening. The federal government handed down its budget yesterday, and a couple of highlights may pique the interest of people living and working in the Lloydminster region, including investment in skills training and money for infrastructure projects. Kim Smith explains.
With a looming skilled labor shortage, the federal government is investing in skills training.
It's been a huge problem, and it's worse in Alberta and worse in Lloydminster area than almost anywhere else in Alberta, except maybe Fort McMurray and Coal Lake.
The Saskatchewan government has said that 60,000 more workers will be needed by 2020 to keep the economy going. A revamped plan for skills training, the Canada Jobs Grant, is to help companies train workers. But provinces and employers will have to kick in their own dollars.
We will be putting in $5,000 per student. We're asking the province and territory of record, as well as industry, to put skin in the game at that same level.
Then there's also money for municipal infrastructure projects. The federal government is extending its Build Canada Fund for another decade.
Municipalities, including Lloydminster, have really been pushing for new infrastructure programs to help with roads, water, sewer, bridges, and even certain buildings.
But under the program, costs are shared with the provinces.
Both Saskatchewan and Alberta have the ability and the requirement for increasing their infrastructure, building new as well as maintaining existing facilities, and we're certainly there to do our fair share.
The renewed infrastructure fund is worth $47 billion over 10 years. Kim Smith, Newcap News.
The showcase at the Lloydminster Exhibition Grounds kicked off today. People poured in the doors to catch a glimpse of the upcoming summer trends in both home, garden, and sport. Annika Notvate talked with some of the exhibitors this afternoon.
This is a scene from inside the X Grounds, where visitors get the chance to check out more than 150 exhibits. Many of the booths offer locally homegrown product. Matthew Thiessen's family has a honey farm in Tofield, Alberta. This weekend, the family is selling many unique flavors.
Everything is fruit-based. We have barbecue glazes, which is fruits and spices mixed together. Then we have fruit-filled honeys, which is just fruit and honey blended together. We have syrups, chutneys, and then vinaigrettes.
Enjoy the show. Also, a reminder that you can grab lunch.
From outdoor things like RV sales and fishing tackle, or if you're more interested in indoor things like food and fashion, the showcase has that for you too. Amongst the typical booths you expect to see at a home and garden show, one particular booth stands out. Smash Jewels is a brand new store to Lloydminster, opening later this week. The owners are excited to offer people a sneak peek of their authentic fashion.
Just good collections to add to their pieces already for good prices.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's really different stuff. We only carry one size run-ins, so that way everyone in Lloyd's not wearing the same things.
The showcase runs until 9 tonight and opens again tomorrow at 10. Annika Notvate, Newcap News.
Students at Queen Elizabeth School were in for quite the treat today as they had the chance to chat with a NASA pilot. Kyle Gallagher was there and has the story.
These grade 5 and 6 students have been learning about flight in school. Today they had a special guest speaker as Derek Rudovic, a test pilot for NASA, joined the class via Skype.
I spent a couple of tours at NASA working on some programs for a trip to Mars.
Principal Derek Smith is teaching the flight unit and says it was a great opportunity to bring the subject to life.
One of your goals for sure in schools is to spark a passion, and we knew that there were a couple students already that were interested in flight.
One of those students is 11-year-old John Davies, who couldn't contain his excitement.
I was like, oh my gosh, I was like jumping up and down. Well, not really jumping up and down, but I was reading a book and I was like, I put it down and I'm like, oh my gosh, no way. When I was like really little and I saw airplanes, I was like, first of all, I thought they were spacecraft, and I was like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? And then I realized they're just these beautiful, graceful things. They're just so smooth, and I'm like, I'm going to ride in those. I am going to build them. I'm going to ride in them.
Rudovic shared his experiences with NASA and the Air Force, and students had the chance to ask him questions. This all came together because Natalie Wiebe, a teacher at the school, is Rudovic's sister.
You know him as your brother, and now to come in and listen to him speak about all the things that he does, it's makes me very proud, and it was amazing to listen to him. He's very interesting.
For Davies, it was a look into his future.
Just talking with him and asking the questions and talking about the Joint Strike Fighter, and you know, that was just amazing because I never knew that someone would recognize that, oh my gosh, I knew so much. And now I just feel great about it, and I know that one day I may succeed as an aerospace engineer.
Kyle Gallagher, Newcap News.